The collected teachings of Luang Por Chaya from the March 30th, 2018 talk Noble Treasures. All of you came to offer lunch to the monks, nuns, and meditators. And one of you made a contribution of $10,000 for the new meditation building. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Another person has dedicated the merit of their generous act to their husband, grandparents, and sisters. This means that all of you are making contributions to accumulate noble treasures. We have inner treasures and outside treasures. For outside treasures, we have things like our vehicle, our money in the bank, our house, and our jewelry. When we depart from this world, no one can take these outside treasures with them. But as for the inner treasures, we can take them with us. These are noble treasures. We have 7 kinds of noble treasures. We have to remember that. And we should try to accumulate them as much as we can every day. We are human beings, we are moral beings, and especially we have the great fortune to have come across the Buddha's dispensation. We know how to use our time, our lives, and our belongings to be beneficial. Please remember that we have 7 kinds of noble treasures. 1. Belief, or confidence, faith. Belief should be associated with wisdom. It's not blind faith. We should believe in the virtues of the Buddha, his doctrine, and his holy disciples. We should also believe in the law of karma. When we believe in the virtues of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, the so-called triple gem, and we believe in the law of cause and effect, we will do good things. We will have good thoughts, good speech, and do good deeds every day, based on this right belief. Today, all of you came to the temple because you believe that if you do good things, for example, coming to the temple to offer lunch to holy people practicing meditation, there's great merit to be gained. Even though you may not have a chance to practice meditation yourself, you're supporting someone who does. You gain great benefit in return, and as you believe in that way, you sacrifice your belongings and your time, and come to the temple to perform this meritorious deed. This confidence, faith, or sada, is one kind of inner treasure. We should keep this right belief in our hearts. 276. Just practice 2. Sila, morality. Moral conduct consists of the 5 precepts, which we need to uphold firmly and purely. This is a noble, inner treasure. With regard to your speech and deeds, when you uphold this moral conduct, you don't harm or hurt others. This is another kind of inner treasure. 3. We need knowledge. There is worldly knowledge of spiritual knowledge. We have to study the Buddha's teachings. We should possess this knowledge, because the Buddha's teachings are very practical. When we study, we will gain knowledge. We will know what we should do and what we should not do. As you gain knowledge, when you come across an undesirable situation, you'll be better able to let it go. Otherwise, you will suffer. Whoever gains this knowledge will know that nothing is permanent and that everything is uncontrollable. As we understand this point, we will not suffer over whatever we come across. We can let it go. That's why we need to study the Buddha's teachings. 4. Generosity. We need to share our belongings with others. This is using our belongings to be beneficial. 5. Moral shame. This means that you feel shameful when you do something that is unwholesome. We should possess this inner treasure too. 6. Moral fear. You fear doing unwholesome actions and having unwholesome speech or thoughts. We call these last 2 inner treasures hiri and ottappa. This is very important. When you possess these 2 moral shame and moral fear, you will not do any unwholesome deeds or have any unwholesome speech or thoughts. And 7. Wisdom. We need to develop our wisdom. We have different levels of wisdom, like at school, where we have street ND kindergarten, 1 grade, 2 grade, and so on, until we get our degrees. For the noble treasure, we need to develop all of the levels of wisdom, step by step. At minimum, we should have the wisdom that understands that if we do good things, we'll receive good consequences. This is one kind of wisdom. And we need to practice meditation to see the phenomena of mind and matter as impermanent, suffering, and of a non-self nature. We need to develop 277, the collected teachings of Luang Por Chaya, our wisdom, higher and higher. As you begin to see that everything is subject to change, you see that mind and matter is suffering. Where does suffering come from? What is the cause of suffering? When we practice meditation, we will gain this knowledge. The cause of suffering is attachment. Some people say, "Oh, I feel sad about something, worry about something." Where does the sadness, worry, and sorrow come from? It all comes from attachment, craving. As you practice meditation, you will see that this is the cause of suffering. As you see the impermanence of mind and matter, you can reduce your attachment. As you are able to reduce your attachment, you'll reduce suffering too. And so you'll see the cessation of suffering. That's why the Buddha said that we need to practice mindfulness meditation. Try to be mindful. Try to be aware of every physical activity and all mental processes. Whatever your thoughts, whatever your sensations, feelings, or emotions, try to be aware of them. Otherwise, when some kind of external object appears, such as that perceived by the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, there will be greed, anger, and delusion arising. When we practice mindfulness meditation, we try to be aware of every object that appears before the six sense doors. Then we can purify our minds of greed, anger, and delusion. This is the benefit of practicing mindfulness meditation. As you practice, trying to be aware of objects arising and disappearing, there's no greed, no anger, no delusion, and no worry arising. You gain the benefit of your practice in the here and now. And as you keep practicing this mindfulness meditation, you can overcome sorrow and lamentation. You can destroy physical suffering and mental suffering. And you can gain enlightenment. You can gain vipassana knowledge. You can gain supramundane knowledge, wisdom. And finally, you can realize the cessation of suffering, nibbana. All of you, try to accumulate these 7 kinds of noble treasures. And may all of you be able to realize the 4 noble truths and achieve your spiritual goals in this very life. 278.